Hello everybody, it is your favorite manga reviewer, Unkept Man here, and today we are going to be talking about Tista by Tatsuya Endo. With Spy Family being as popular as it is, it got me thinking, what could Tatsuya Endo do with something that could be darker? And I was anxiously awaiting for this to drop until it finally did. And when I read it, it felt kind of generic to me in a sense. Like my heart didn't feel attached like a lot of reads do. It could be also because it's a very short series, 2 volumes, and the first volume being only 4 chapters, it didn't give me a lot to work with. I'll say the cliffhanger did get me wanting to read volume 2, so it got me in that regard, but throughout I just really didn't feel attached to anything. Like the story, it's okay to me. Like written wise, it's nothing groundbreaking or earth shattering, but the premise isn't the worst thing ever either. But again, nothing groundbreaking, earth shattering. But this is one of Tatsuya's first works. I think this came out in 2007, ended around 2008. To summarize, you meet Tista, who is this Catholic war machine who has been bred since a child to kill and make people atone for their sins. And you meet a boy named Artie Drar, who happens to be an artist, but also is the first person who ever actually caught a glimpse of Sister Militia up close due to the fact that they went to the same school together. And throughout the story, you see Tista losing her sanity slowly and just diving into this realm of insanity where she's muttering prayers to herself up until the end of the manga, where she has this snap and her alter ego splits apart from her, or like this alter personality who is just completely deranged, only obsessed with killing, splits out of her, which sends her into a rampage. And Artie's goal is he just wants to find Tista one more time, because after meeting, she pretty much vanished. And it's a great story about, her being trapped in solitude, looking just for any sort of freedom, because she doesn't want to do this anymore, but she doesn't have a choice, because if she goes against the church, she'll get killed, much like her father before her and other predecessors in their past. You can tell she doesn't want to do this, and Artie, noticing and seeing this pain in Tista that no one else has really noticed before, wants to help, but she just vanishes out of the way and out of mind. It's a great... It's a good story. It's good. I just didn't feel truly invested in a whole lot. Like I wanted to get into these characters, and it is a great story, but some of it is it just falls flat. It's almost like, it's like vanilla ice cream. It's just very plain, but it's good. It's not bad, but it's like nothing insane, nothing groundbreaking. I didn't expect it to be groundbreaking. I mean, this is one of his earlier works, so this is before he had a full fleshed out series. I may be wrong. My knowledge is bad on this stuff. I apologize. But from the research I did, it showed like the series before that he did were 1-shots, and then this was like a 2-volume series. There is a lot to like though. Artistically, Tatsuya Endo has some beautiful cityscapes. There's a panel with a church I really love. It's really well drawn. Character design is great. Each of the characters have their own distinct appearances. They stand out in the environment. Even like the sides that you don't really see often or make like one-off appearances have very, very distinct looking appearances that separate them from the rest. Some of the characters have some Anya-like expressions. Like there's a panel I remember Artie had this goofy smile much like Anya, and so does Tista when she is smiling. Tista actually looks a lot like Anya, but that could just be how he draws younger female characters, but she gave me some Anya vibes throughout. I did say prior that I enjoyed the cliffhanger they left on, and it makes me want to read volume 2, which it is a very, it started to get interesting towards the end where they left on the cliffhanger. Spoiler alert, in the final chapter of the manga, she kills this man named Mashiro, who's a gang leader of the White Monkeys, who killed this young boy Pigma, who he sent to stab someone from the Red Dogs, but that person eventually died, which led to the police being on Pigma, and he was worried that if the police were on Pigma, they were gonna eventually find him, so he killed him to cover his tracks. And at the end, that is when Tista has her big snap leading in to this massacre she has at the White Monkeys HQ, leaving everyone dead up until Mashiro, where she puts a gun to the back of his head and tells him to pray and atone for his sins. And when he's pleading, saying that he did nothing wrong and killed him to almost get back at him for what he did, which, okay, bro. She just offs him right then and there, leaving us with her talking to her alter ego, who was alter personality, who's basically comforting her, saying that everything she's doing is right and that she should always be praying for atonement 24/7, every morning, afternoon, and night. And this new Tista is formed, and it's a Tista that we haven't seen throughout the entire book, who seems confident in the fact that she's a murderer, which I would love to see how it goes when Artie eventually finds her, because he definitely does. I also want to know if, when she's found, will the police take her in immediately? Will she hit the electric chair? Will they hit her with the death penalty, more or less? Because she's killed 96 people, so like I don't think she's in that stage of, oh, give her life in jail. But then again, I don't know. I also wonder if she will feel the same love that Artie feels for her, because Artie is definitely in love with her. It's pretty obvious. He has another girl that's with him, Nina, but his eyes are focused only on Tista. It's just, the plot is good, the premise is great, it's just the story wasn't as gripping as I thought it would be. The ending is where it got good, which I don't know if it's a good or a bad thing. Maybe it's just not for me. I am very excited for what he does with volume 2. I am going to be buying and reading that, and then I can give a full scale review on the entirety of Tista, because maybe the things that I thought were kind of boring in volume 1 that didn't get me hooked, I'll get hooked in volume 2. If you have a different opinion on Tista, feel free to leave it in the comments. I would love to see what you guys thought about Tista. Maybe it's in a different light than I did. Maybe you noticed something I didn't, because sometimes I'm oblivious to trying to see these small details. But yeah, leave a like on this video if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel, it would mean a lot to me. And thank you for watching. Have a lovely rest of your day. Bye.